people today. They could spend half their lives over 50. That's a lot of living. So it helps to have a wise friend and fierce defender in your corner. A friend like AARP. So your health lives longer.
This is just slow-mo karate?
Just slow-mo karate.
Your money lives longer.
Hey, I just bought that.
I just sold that.
And your happiness lives longer. That's why the younger you are, the more you need AARP. Join today.
Hello, my name is Teresa Collins, and I am an Executive Council member for AARP Illinois. AARP, a nonprofit, nonpartisan member organization, has been working to promote the health and well-being of older Americans for more than 60 years. AARP Illinois is proud to represent all those who are 50 plus in Illinois and our 1.7 million members. And we thank you for the opportunity to be your wise friend and fierce defender. Our mission is to enhance the quality of life for all as we age, leading positive social change and delivering value to members through advocacy, service, and information. At AARP, we know that staying fit is one of the pillars of healthy living, and we want to help you on your fitness journey. Physical activity can boost memory, improve thinking, and even lower dementia risk. It's not too late to start. AARP is proud to offer today's virtual event to start or continue you on your fitness journey. Have a wonderful class and enjoy.
Hello, this is AARP's Sit to Fit class in partnership with SSP. We're going to go ahead and get started off today with a bit of a warm-up starting head from toe. We're going to start off with some yes nods, back and forth. And from there, we're going to go ear to shoulder, tilting our head side to side. And from there, we're going to go ahead and get into some no turns. And from there, we'll go ahead and get into rolling our shoulders, starting off rolling them backwards. From there, we'll go ahead and get into some side reaches, reaching side to side as far as we can. And from there, we're going to go ahead and start with some seated marching. And we're going to do a little bit of a side step. So we're going to bring our toe off to the side. And we're going to add in a little bit of a side reach while we step off, go in the opposite direction with our arm and leg. And from there back to our regular marching. We're going to go ahead and work into some fast feet. So we're going to be tapping our toes as fast as we can. And giving that a bit of a rest. That concludes our warm-up for this class. We're going to be picking up our silver sneakers ball. First thing we're going to do is hold this out in front of ourselves, and we're just going to go ahead and squeeze in, trying to pop that ball. And as we let go, extending our fingers as much as we can. Trying to strengthen our grip, stretch out our hand, strengthen our grip, stretch out our hand. From there, we're going to go ahead and bring in this ball next to our chest, keeping our elbows in line with our wrists. We're going to squeeze in, trying to pop that ball. Pressing with my hands, not squeezing with my fingers. And we're going to go ahead and give that a little bit of a rest. First thing we're going to go ahead and do is set this ball between our knees, and we're going to squeeze in and relax, keeping that ball between our knees as we relax. But just squeezing in, relaxing, squeezing in, relaxing. I like to do these exercises for a set period of time rather than counting out the repetitions, so everyone can work at their own pace. And we're going to go ahead and take that ball from between our knees, set it between our feet, and kicking our legs out nice and straight. And giving that a rest. We're going to go ahead and pick up our ball, set it underneath our leg, holding it underneath my knee. I'm going to squeeze in, trying to pop this ball underneath my knee. Gonna go ahead and switch legs, setting this ball underneath my other knee, and again, squeezing in, trying to make sure that I get that ball to bulge out, and I'm contracting those hamstrings. From there, I'm going to take this ball, scoot up a little bit on our chair, setting this ball between my shoulder blades and the chair itself. I'm going to push back against that ball and try to pop it. From there, we're going to go ahead and take this ball, hold it out to the side, and we're going to go ahead and squeeze in with a single hand, again, trying to pop that ball. Really working on our grip strength. I'm going to go ahead and switch my hands, holding this ball out again to the side and squeezing on in. And giving that a rest, setting the ball off to the side, and we're going to go ahead and start working with our resistance bands for our next set of exercises. For the next set, we're going to go ahead and get this band underneath our heels and feet, keeping our heels on the ground as we curl up, working on a basic bicep curl. From there, we're going to cross the handles, setting our hands on each side and on top of our knees. And then we're going to step one foot out at a time, letting the resistance band apply resistance to our feet. Giving that one a rest. Next, we'll be going into our archery pulls, holding one hand out in front of ourselves, pulling the other one back, almost like we're drawing a bow. And we're going to go ahead and switch arms, switching sides. Next, we'll be working on some of our steps to the side. So I'm going to get this band wrapped around my foot. I'm going to step my heel out to the side and back in. Heel out to the side and back in. Making sure I have both the handles held by my chest as I step my heel out to the side, keeping my toes pointed towards the ceiling. I'm trying to touch the ground out to the side. We're going to go ahead and switch our feet. So again, getting that looped underneath my heel, midfoot, stepping out. Again, keeping those toes pointed towards the ceiling as I tap the heel of my foot against the outside, inside, inside, inside. And we'll be giving that a bit of a break. We're going to hold the band out in front of ourselves. You can wrap it around your hand if you like. And what we'll be working on next is a banded pull apart. So we're going to go ahead and pull our hands apart, making sure that we're keeping tension on this band the whole time we're pulling apart. Really working on pulling those shoulder blades back and together as we pull this band apart. And we'll give that a little bit of a break. before we move into our front raises. So we're going to bring the band again in front of ourselves, but we're going to reach up as high as we can. And as we reach up, we pull apart, going up overhead and then coming back down. Not everybody will be able to reach overhead, so only go as high as you feel that you can. If you have some shoulder issues, this can be a very challenging exercise for you, and you should be mindful of that. The goal is no pain and gain. Give those shoulder exercises a little bit of a break. Going to take this band, drop it on top of my knees, pulling the handles, crisscross applesauce underneath my legs, and holding the handles when I get them out to each side. And then I'm just going to push my knees apart. The further I have my feet away from one another, the more challenging this will be. So if it's too challenging, bring your feet closer together. If you want to make it harder, bring your feet further apart. We're just pushing our knees out, rolling up onto this blade of the foot. And we'll go ahead and give that a bit of a break. Next, we're going to work on some saber draws. Going to get a shortened length of the band, hold both of my hands off to one side, and then I'm going to pull this handle up off to the side, almost like I'm trying to draw a sword, which is where the name of this exercise comes from being saber draws. And we're going to go ahead and switch our hands. Again, having a shortened length of the band in my hands, getting both hands off to one side by my other pocket, and drawing that sword out of its sheath. Very good. Next, we're going to work on a tricep extension. And to do that, I'm going to hold on to the band outside of the handle just below it. Then I'm going to also hold one hand by my other pocket, and I'm going to reach up towards the corner of the room, just extending that tricep up off to the side. Giving that a rest, switching hands, and again extending at the elbow to the corner of the room. And we're going to give that a bit of a break. Setting those bands off to the side. Next, we're going to work on a little bit of a core exercise. Sitting up in our chair, we're going to come forward and back. I'm scooted up about halfway in the chair while I'm doing this. Again, really just trying to work on my core as I come forward and come back. Giving that a bit of a rest. We're going to go ahead and start our cool down. The first stretch is going to be a hip stretch. There's two variations for this one. To start out, if you're having trouble with getting your foot on top of the opposite knee, you can cross your ankle over your shin with a nice upright posture, and that's going to stretch out your hip. Or you can bring your ankle all the way up on top of that opposite knee, nice upright posture, and that's going to also stretch out your hip. And if you feel like you can go to the most progressed version of this variation of stretches, you can go ahead and have a nice upright posture. And I'm going to hinge forward in my hips. I'm not rounding my back. I am just hinging at the hips, keeping my back nice and straight. From there, we're going to go ahead and set that foot down. Again, you need to cross your ankle over your shin. That's fine. Or if you can, bring your ankle on top of your knee and stretch out that hip. That would be wonderful as well. And once again, the most advanced version of this type of seated stretch is to have a nice upright posture and hinge forward. I would like to note that I'm not pushing on my knee with my hand. I am just having it rest on my knee. You don't want to ever push a stretch to the point where it's painful. At most, you want a mild discomfort. We're going to go ahead and bring that ankle off of the knee. We're going to work on some sit and reach next. I'm going to have my foot out in front of me. I'm going to reach down towards my toes. As long as you're reaching towards your toes and you're getting a stretch in the back of the leg that you have straightened out, you are doing this stretch correctly. From there, I'm going to go ahead and switch my legs. Giving that a rest. Next, we're going to go ahead and work into a bit of a neck stretch. A variation of this stretch that I like to do is to bring my arm up off to the side. I'm going to turn my palm up towards the ceiling. I'm going to push my fingers down towards the ground while keeping my arm out to the side and straight. Try and push those fingers down as far as I possibly can. That gets a real good, nice stretch in. From there, we're going to go ahead and switch sides. Starting off again, just tilting that head off to the side, using this hand to help aid in that stretch. Again, it should not be painful, at most a mild discomfort. Once again, a variation that I like to do, bring my hand up to the side, palm up to the sky, and push my fingers down towards the ground. And we're going to go ahead and give that one a bit of a rest. I'm going to go ahead and reach right on across my body, stretching out the back of my shoulder. From there, I'm going to go ahead and switch arms. And we'll be giving that one a break. Next, I'm going to go ahead and scoot over in my chair to where I have this leg and hip free. I'm going to bring this leg back behind me, let this stretch out my quadricep. I'm also going to hold on to the other side of the chair. And another added extra credit stretch that you can do is bring this arm on the same side as the leg that you're stretching up and hinge or let yourself bend in the side to stretch out that leg and back. We're going to go ahead and do the same stretch on the other side. Scooting on over. Bringing this leg up out behind ourselves again, holding on to that side of the chair. And optional, once again, bringing that arm up, leaning over to one side, and getting a nice deep stretch into our quadriceps and our side. Giving that a rest, bringing everything back to the center. And that is all for today. Thank you very much for taking part in my class. I look forward to helping you again.